So you're probably wondering, why are we wanting to get rid of this and move into something that's really small?
We're going to show you what we've loved about this rig, all the modifications we've done, and give you a little bit of a tour. I'm Tammy, and this is my husband Scott. Till further notice, we are on a mission to explore, create, and we hope to inspire you to try new things too. All right, we're gonna show you finally a tour of our fifth wheel, some of the modifications we've made, and what we've loved about her.
This is not our first rig. We started with a Grand Design Solitude 390 RK, which was about 44 feet long.
And then we downsized a year later into what we now have, our 320 GK Vilano Vanleigh, and it is just under 35 feet. And that is one of the things we love about this RV, the size.
In the RV world, size does matter. When you're out looking for a new RV, a lot of people are going to say, buy the biggest one first, because that's what you're going to end up wanting. It hasn't gone that way with us. We started with the biggest one. Catch-22 there is, you've still got to meet the GVWR. We could take everything we wanted with us, and we never even came close to hitting the cargo capacity.
There are cupboards everywhere.
And not only is it shorter lengthwise, but it's also not as tall. And I think part of the difference is made up by lower profile air conditioners, but you'd never know that this is a little bit shorter inside. The 8'7" ceilings are wonderful. And not only does it make me feel like I've got a lot more headroom for a guy that's 6'3", when we're out there on the highway and we're going underneath the bridges, I breathe a little bit easier knowing that we're 6 or 7 inches shorter than the last rig.
And we love state parks, and we found that we could fit into almost every state park in this rig. So it really opened up a whole new world for us, and we were able to venture further and farther away. We have 2 huge opposing slides on this rig, so when you stop and set up shop, it makes us feel like one huge luxurious condo on wheels. But also, when we have the slides in, we can still get to the bedroom, the refrigerator, and we can even scooch in through the living room if we want to.
As soon as you walk into the rig, you've got your one-touch controls to control all the lighting, all of the climate controls, the slides. And when you walk away from the one-touch control panel, just about everywhere in the rig, within arm's reach, you've got these little remote controls. And from there you can control lights, fans. Now if we could just get one that works with Siri. Hey, Tammy, bring me a beer.
And I never even thought about having a ceiling fan in my fifth wheel, but this one comes with a ceiling fan, and we love it. Turn it on, get the air moving, circulating. Sometimes you just don't even need the air conditioners on. But speaking of air conditioners,
Tammy loved the fact that we've got whisper quiet ceiling vents in here. It's ducted throughout the whole coach. So we don't have like one central box where all your cold air comes out and it makes a bunch of noise. And when we were looking at rigs, every time we would see one with the vents in the floors, Tammy would say, not doing that.
You know, when you're out camping and you're in and out and all the dirt gets down in the grates in the floor, that's why I didn't want it. No carpet, no floor vents. Instead, all of our vents are in the ceiling and along the walls and cupboards. And I've never had central vac in my house, but I have one in the RV and I love it. There is a central vac sweeper where you can just sweep the dirt up, kick it on, suck it all out. Or there are hose attachments so you can vacuum the whole rig. It's pretty sweet, and I think we should get one of those in the house. What do you think? Another project?
And who doesn't love a 50-inch TV that magically pops up through the counter and disappears when you're done with it?
And we had to have a fireplace because we just love the ambiance of a fireplace. And it looks like a cozy cabin in here, so we had to have a fireplace. And that also acts as a heater.
This is an 8-foot sofa with queen-size fold-out bed, which when the grandkids came for slumber parties, this was the spot. And you gotta love a recliner.
And we pulled out the dining table that was in here because it stuck out into the walking traffic pattern of the RV. It just wasn't really well thought out. And we wanted to face the campsite, the fun side of the rig, where, you know, your scenes are, your campfire is. I could get used to this view out my window. So Scott built this custom butcher block dining area, or for me, I also used it as my office. And then we added a wicker filing cabinet and drawer system underneath to put all my hard drives and my office supplies. And even though I love the kitchen island and we actually have a ton of counter space, I mean, one can never have enough counter space. So Scott modified and added on these pull-up counter extensions, one on each side. But also it just gives you lots of nice extra prep room if you're baking or making a meal for people. He added a second butcher block countertop extension on this side too. And this came really in handy for when I was doing groceries and loading them into the fridge, because there's not a lot of counter space on this side. One of my favorite things about this RV is the farmhouse sink and my residential appliances.
Hey babe, where'd the chicken pot pies go?
I have better appliances in this RV than we do in our house right now. And this is my favorite refrigerator we've ever owned in any house, anywhere. It's huge. It's got a French door up top. It has the pull-out freezer with the double drawers and an ice maker. It's just like being in a regular house. And I have yet to get a refrigerator that's this good. Not to mention all the pantry space. Check out this pantry. It has motion detection lighting and it's floor to ceiling. It's really nice stuff. Why are we selling this? And the soft close cabinets are really nice, especially when you have a husband who slams the doors. And I love that it's all real hardwood cabinets and trim. It also has this coffee bar area, so this is where we kept all of our plates and glasses. And it's real tile throughout. Real tile on the walls, yeah. And while the bathroom's a lot smaller than our last rig, it worked. And I especially like the little fold down teak bench in the shower so I could, you know, shave my legs and do my lady things. There's tons of storage in here too. There's so many nooks and crannies. They filled every space with storage, so they thought of everything. And of course we've got fantastic fans in the kitchen and in the bathroom. And when we first got the rig, we weren't quite sure what this was for. We thought maybe it was a bidet, but no. I mean, I guess you could use it for a bidet, but it helps to clean the toilet out, which is really nice in an RV toilet. It's awesome. Would have never even thought of it, but they did.
And one of the things we love about the master bedroom is the slide is pretty sizable. It's about 3 feet deep, and it allows us to get the mattress out of the way where we've got a lot of room to negotiate walking around in the bedroom.
Scott has a lot of room to get out on his side of the bed. My side against the closet, it's only about that big. So that would be the only downsides of having a king size bed. We also got these little pockets from IKEA that we hung next to the bed to keep our iPads and our phones in. And there's USB and plugs on both sides so you can charge. And we have more storage. We've got a huge master closet with motion lighting. And we also took out our washer and dryer because it was just more trouble than it was worth. And Scott built in another closet space for us, and it's really deep and surprisingly big. Although you can take this out and convert it back to washer and dryer. All the hookups are there. We just chose not to. How are we going to downsize? Oh, and under bed storage too. which Scott reinforced and made it better. And if you've seen our previous videos, you know that when we bought this new, we had a lot of new owner issues to resolve. But Vanleigh and Tiffin were great, and they got it all fixed up for us, whether it was shipping us parts wherever we were or showing up at the factory and having them replace our entire hydraulic system. We got all the kinks worked out, and now we're gonna sell it. So we should probably look for a used RV where someone's done like we have and worked out all the kinks before we buy, because I don't want to do that again.
Front storage compartment has the Onan 5500 propane generator, as well as all of the hydraulic equipment and the house batteries. We've got two 30-pound propane tanks. I really love that the wet bay is molded plastic, makes it easy to keep clean. So all of your controls for the plumbing are right here. And when we're leveling the coach, you've got controls inside the storage compartment here, and
it has auto level, but when he's backing up the truck and I'm trying to help him hitch it up, there's also a panel right here where I can raise and lower the hitch as he backs up and guide him in. And we've gotten pretty good at that. And we also added snap pads to our landing feet to protect them and keep the rig more stable. Also, our 50 amp electric cord is on a reel with an electric spool, and that's been really nice for Scott.
Check out the outside storage. Hey Tam, you want to get in there and tell them about it?
Scott reconfigured this hole underneath to give us another 3 square feet. Not only did we fit both of our e-bikes in here, we fit our inflatable kayak, all of our tools, and house all of our batteries here. One of the things we love about this is it has magnetic catches for all the doors. Okay, it's starting to pour down rain. We're going to go back inside.
Speaking of rain noise, we love the soft touch ceiling because it really softens it. Want to watch a movie?
So a lot of you have wrote in and commented that we're kind of crazy getting rid of this fifth wheel after we put so much work and fixed everything and got it just right. And while we believe that you're correct, we are a little crazy.
Not to mention that we're going to be taking our lumps as far as the first 2 years of depreciation are concerned.
We just know that it's not practical now that we have a home base. We don't need all of this to travel and have fun.
Living full time in this rig taught us that we really don't have to take that many things with us to keep us happy.
It hasn't been easy coming to this decision. We've been dragging our feet quite a bit, as you know if you've been watching our videos, because they don't make them anymore and we're not going to be able to get this back once we let it go. We're feeling a little bit sad, and you never know, we might change our minds, but if someone out there, if the right people come along and they want it and it's a fit, then we know it's time to say goodbye and move on.
If you want to see more details about this rig, just go to RV Trader or RVT.com.
Yeah, I'll put the listing below if you're curious at all.
I know you're not feeling really great about this, but you want to go to Wawa, get a burger, maybe go look at that truck camper down the road.
If Scott has it his way, he'll have me in a pop-up camper on the back of the truck. We've done it before. It was fun, but I have old hips and I'd like a bathroom.
Now about that truck camper.